Good evening, back with my lives, and this time I am going to be joined by Dr. Christine Hall, who works with Wasim Taktouk at the Taktouk Clinic. She's one of his hand-chosen, particularly brilliant aesthetic doctors. Let me just invite her in, and then we can start and have fun, right? First person that comes up is actually Wasim. That's interesting. Now we're going to go for a different doctor from the Taktouk Clinic tonight. Let's have a look. Dr. CH, she should come up straight away. There she is, right? Join, so she should join really quickly. And she's super smart. Good evening.
Hello.
I recognise that gorgeous clinic.
I know, I've stolen his room.
Kicked him out. Do you know, I was just saying, I have done so many lives with so many people. You're the only person who's organised enough to send me their entire list in advance.
Oh, I think I'm just super excited.
You did start sending out alerts about a week and a half ago.
I did.
Right, everybody who doesn't know you, firstly, I'm going to tag her. You need to follow her. She's amazing. But also give a little background as to how you got into aesthetics.
Oh, okay. So I did pharmacy first. I was a pharmacist for a few years. So obviously lots about skincare and things like that. I went more down that route, interested in that. I did a little bit of work at the St John's Institute of Dermatology, at Guy's Hospital, Guy's and St Thomas's. And then obviously been brought up, my mum's South Korean, and obviously their beauty game is on another level.
It's high.
It's high.
High.
So I've had that kind of upbringing, did pharmacy, and then wanted just a little bit more. So I went back, did medicine, trained as a GP, and so now I do half of my time here in the clinic, and then the other half I work in the emergency department as a doctor.
I didn't know that. Maybe we shouldn't say which hospital you're in, otherwise there'll be weird fans turning up. faking injury to try and get triaged by Dr. Hall.
I don't think they'll put up with the queues, but anyway.
No, that's true. And then how did you meet Wasim? Because Wasim is watching. Hi, Wasim. How did you meet Wasim?
So it's actually through a mutual friend. So in the emergency department, I worked with Javid, who happens to be Wasim's best friend, and I've known Javid for years and years.
Oh,
so
there you go.
Made the introduction for us.
And can I just say, I was so impressed that you did some interning stroke residency at St John's Department of Dermatology, which is probably the leading hospital UK dermatology department, right?
Yeah, I would say so.
They are absolutely amazing. Now, I didn't know that you'd done pharmacy first. Can I just say, I thought you were really young, but to have done all that, you must be older than you look, right?
I'm 41.
Yeah, okay. So on that note, people, let's take a note of what this amazing woman uses on her skin and hair, right?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Shall we?
Okay. In front of you, so just dive straight in. And it was so funny. Dr. Christine passed them by me and she said, like, do you approve of all these? Some of these are a little bit contentious. And I was like, no, go for it. The whole point of these lives is I know what suits my skin, but I don't know what suits a 41-year-old gorgeous Korean woman's skin. So go for it.
So I guess before I start, I would say that I've got greasy, acne-prone, hormonal type skin, and these are products that I genuinely use. So this is going to be really good for anybody that's got that kind of skin type, but there's lots of other things I've included in here.
Somebody thought you were 29. I did too, until she did 2 degrees, right?
Thank you. So first of all, I'm a massive fan of double cleansing, particularly at night. Only at night time, really. I have to say, in the mornings, I don't do a massive cleanse because we've only been asleep. So nighttime, I love the oil-based cleanse followed by a normal cleanser, and there's a few that I particularly like. So what I've done as well, there's not that many, but I've included a couple of Korean beauty products because I do think they're good.
I love being introduced to new skincare by doctors. Feel free.
Yeah, so I've got a couple in there and I've put them in because I think that, well, number one, they're cheaper, and I actually think that they're genuinely sometimes better. So On that note, I've got 3 oil-based cleansers because Koreans do oil-based cleansers so well. Okay, so the first one is this one. It's the Ionic Calendula one. Okay. Really soothing. Oh, I've literally got that much left.
Oh no! Now I'm going to ask you this.
Yeah.
Where do you buy affordable, effective Korean skincare? Like, do you buy it online? Do you get people to send you from back home? Like, what do you do?
No. So to be honest with you, getting it sent from back home, getting it shipped over is probably as expensive as what you get online now. I actually go through a website called Skinsider. They're really good.
Oh, I need to credit them literally as in insider, but with a K in.
With an SK at the start. So South Korea Insider. So Skinsider. They're very quick, very responsive. Because some of these companies you can be waiting weeks because they're kind of ordering it to satisfy.
I've previously ordered some both Japanese and Korean skincare from Yes Style, and I love them. But the wait list was like 8 weeks. Yeah. So. Have they got, so they're based where? Korea or here?
I think they're based in London.
And then they just have a massive warehouse. So do you get things really quickly?
I assume so. To be honest, I've only, I'm just a sort of a consumer as, anyone else. All I can say is that my experience with them has been great. They're very responsive to emails.
Oh, I'm going to tag them.
Yeah,
I love that.
Tag them.
The amount of times that people ask me for a really good stockist for J&K skincare is amazing. Yeah. It's good to know. Right, brilliant.
No, it's good. So that's one, and that's it's a liquid, as you can see. It's not too heavy. There are some oil-based cleansers that are a lot heavier, and that would be nice for people with really dry skin. But for anyone that doesn't want anything too much, that one's really nice. I love that.
And then it goes on as an oil. Do you apply that to dry skin?
Yeah.
And then do you emulsify off with water?
Yeah, so completely dry skin. What I normally do, I get home from work, you've got all your makeup, your SPF on. I actually put it on before I even go into the shower room. And you can almost do a little like massage of your face, get all your mascara off and everything, and then I go into the shower.
And do you use a cloth? Are you a face cloth fan or not?
So I am, yeah. I don't always use it. It depends. If I've been out on a night out and I've got lots of makeup on or something like that, then I will. I think the one that's well known is Face Halo, isn't it? But there's a Korean dupe of it. Well, there's a lot. Nature Republic do it.
I'm so excited by this.
Yeah. I have to say my Nature Republic one has lasted a little bit longer, but yes, I hadn't planned.
I absolutely love this. And for everybody asking, of course I'm going to save this, and under this live I will list every single product, and that will be made easier because Dr. Christine has already typed everything out for me. I love.
Yeah. So that's that one, and then I've got another Korean cleansing balm. Mm-hmm. And this one, I think it's like 12 pounds, really cheap. And this one isn't an oil, so this is really good to travel with, and it's cute. So you just flip the lid. It's got a little, again, I don't have a huge amount left. That's a little spatula in there, but it's more solid than Vaseline. Mm-hmm. You rub it into your hands, it melts into an oil. You put it all over your face, and both of those are actually really good for sensitive skin.
And is the balm, is that also Ionic, or is it a different brand?
No, that one's called Hamish.
H-O.
H-E-I.
Chronically Fibro Hobbit. Knew what that was straight away.
Love that Hamish one. Yeah, this is a really good one, and it's so affordable.
So I presume the Ionic one has a smell of calendula, but are they generally unscented?
No, they do have a bit of a scent, but they're not strong at all. They're not offensive. They're both, I think, considered hypoallergenic. They're not going to flare your skin out.
Okay. All right.
So that's those two. And then the third oil-based cleanser that I got is the Ren one. I don't know if you use this one.
I love it.
I love this one. I just love how it goes from kind of a jelly and then it melts.
See, I'm not particularly a fan of oily cleansers, and I don't have problem skin. I mean, I'm older, it's a bit more sensitive and stuff. But that weird hybrid jelly oil, I love.
There's something about it, isn't it? Just watching it change, and and then it kind of emulsifies into a milk on your skin. So really nice. I think that one's again, I mean, all of them, they're really soothing. I think that one's got grapeseed oil in it or something, and that's known for being soothing. So that one I love. And to be honest with you, I alternate between the three of them. I don't know what it is that makes me choose which one I'm going to use, but it's...
I always have 4 cleansers on the go at the same time.
Yeah.
I do. And that night I'm like, I'll use, you'd love the Curel melting gel cleanser.
Oh,
now,
okay.
So Curel is obviously it's in Boots, and it's really reasonably priced, and essentially it has it doesn't have ceramides in it, has faux ceramides or whatever they call them. So basically they're man-made ceramides, they're not identical ceramides. The whole range is amazing, and it's Japanese. It's their #1 ceramide.
I've used their spray actually, post retinol, so that you don't smudge it into your eyes and into your nose.
Try their melting jelly cleanser. It's basically a cheaper, unfragranced dupe for the Ren one.
I'm on it.
I didn't. Just between you and I, nobody else is listening. And then what do you use for a second cleanse?
So, second cleanse, I'm using at the moment, I haven't brought it here, I'm sort of alternating. I'm using the SkinCeuticals Blemish and Age cleanser. But the one that I brought, which I really love, because I think there's not many cleansers that can do this. So it's the Kate Somerville Eradikate Daily Foaming Cleanser.
Yeah.
The reason I like this, so I'm obviously with my background, I'm quite into my ingredients and my actives. And I really wanted to get sulfur into my skincare regime somewhere because it's antibacterial, anti-inflammatory, but it's notoriously known for drying out the skin and people not being able to tolerate it. But it hasn't over-dried my skin. I don't use it every night. I maybe use it 2 or 3 times a week. Smells of eggs.
It does. I have to say, it's very interesting because you know, I've been doing this for so long, and I remember as a journalist writing about sulfur sort of 30 years ago, and somebody used to do this weird sulfur, somebody's going to come on and tell me, this weird yellowy sulfur paint on spots. It wasn't Peter Thompson, but it was somebody like that. And Kate is one of the few people, I've interviewed her a number of times because she's obviously a hands-on facialist that treats problem skin. She still absolutely, along with salicylic acid and anti-inflammatory ingredients, she absolutely swears by sulfur for treating.
Yeah. I think it's a brilliant ingredient. And as I say, there's not many products out there where I can actually tolerate the smell and the feel. And
thank you, Alfie Oskin, Mario Badescu. There you go. I love my followers. They are so smart and so
clever.
And we all learn from each other. So the Eradikate one, you don't mind the foaming one because your skin's slightly oily?
Yes.
So I'm a goat's milk cleanser person. I love her range. But obviously I'm, you know, nearly 20 years older than you. I have dry, sensitive skin. So there's something in that range for everybody.
Yeah, I was going to say, I also love that one. I've used that one as well. As you say, you've got 4. I've got about 4 on the go as well.
Okay, can I just say between you and I, Wasim, I know you're listening. I need to tag Kate Somerville in this. Last time I saw Kate Somerville, she is looking for a London clinic to do her high-end lasery treatments. And you've got that room at your clinic there. I'm determined to get Wasim and Kate Somerville together. I am absolutely determined. She's looking for someone to do the proper full-on. She needs a doctor to be present because she won't be here. She'll be in LA, obviously.
Yeah.
But she needs a doctor present because it's prescription based. It uses quite a lot of machinery. It's the best facial I've ever had in my life. I'm like, I need someone in London to do it.
Oh, we'll work on him.
No pressure on you, Wasim.
Yeah.
I always think if I start something here, maybe I can just spread my magic on it.
Yeah.
Right, go on, go ahead.
Right, next one. Okay, so this one is another product I use every day, twice a day, really affordable. So it's called Clinisoothe Skin Purifier. Very simple product. This one's a spray. It smells slightly of swimming pools because it contains something called hypochlorous solution, which I think is a derivative of chlorine somewhere along the line when you mix
basically
water.
Listen, there was a huge online furore amongst formulating chemists. It's basically diluted bleach.
Yeah.
And that makes people really scared.
Yeah.
But I first discovered it in clinic because clinics use it the whole time to clean down skin before they do injectables and stuff like that. And then a couple of facialists recommended it to me. It's brilliant for cleaning brushes, but it actually the only form of bleach. That makes it sound terrible.
Yeah.
That you can spray directly onto skin. It's incredible.
Well, I mean, it's safe enough for using on, I think, in food preparation. They clean surfaces, and then you can go and cook food or make food.
You can use it on
top
open
of it.
wounds as well. So if you've got a child at home
Yeah.
and they've fallen over and they've grazed their knees or something, you can spray it on knees. So
Yeah.
I feel like for me, and I'm not doing it a disservice because I love the product, and it is the same as Clinicet. They've just rebranded it as Clinicet,
Yeah.
you're right. And it's available in Boots now. And it only used to be available in clinic before. I feel like for me, it's the modern, much better. And I don't mean this in a disparaging way, equivalent of Dettol. Because when I grew up, my mum used to just dab Dettol on my knees and on my spots, right?
Yeah. It's much less offensive smelling as well, I think, than Dettol. Yeah. But I think anybody that's got acne, problematic skin, any redness, it really calms it down. And the other thing that's really good about it is it's really portable. So, you know, after you've been to the gym or you've, you know, been and played something, you're sweating, it's going to be a while before you can have a shower, spray it on, armpits, shaving.
And if you've got a shaving rash on your bikini line, you can spray it on your bikini line. Yeah. For me, it's like, I don't have problem skin, but for me, it's that sort of equivalent of you would just put it in your SOS skin kit in your bathroom and you could just use it on all emergencies.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's cheap, it's affordable. I think it's really good. And
do you just spray it directly onto blemishes or breakouts?
I literally, after I wash my face, pat dry, and then I spray it on. And then what I actually do, and I don't know whether I'm meant to do this, but I keep it slightly damp. I don't let it dry completely because moist skin will absorb more of a product. So when it comes to things like vitamins and hyaluronic acid and things that you really want your skin to absorb, if you put it on when your skin is slightly damp, it's going to absorb a lot more of the product.
So you almost use it like a high-tech Korean essence.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love
that. Yeah. And then after that, what I use personally every day, I think this is probably the biggest game changer that I came across in my skincare regime. So it's this one. It's not cheap, but it's the SkinCeuticals Silymarin CF. So I think SkinCeuticals, when it comes to vitamin C's, they are the kind of, you know, they're the name that.
So this is really interesting. So everybody who watches this knows that for me, the gold standard is ferulic. And then we're seeing uses the next step down for like younger people. And you're the first person I know who uses the Salimarin one.
Okay.
Explain why it's different.
So this one, so the CE ferulic is for skin that's very dry. It's got a higher concentration of the ferulic acid in it.
And older and sun damaged.
No, I was trying to be.
No, you don't. You can tell it like it is. And then Floretin CF for Wasim
is for people who have got slightly pigmented skin, so hyperpigmentation.
Also for young, very cute doctors.
Yeah. And then
that's just for my followers who all love him, by the way.
Yeah, take me all. Yeah, he's put Floretin CF.
Get in the back of the queue, followers.
But yeah, so this one, it contains 15% of the L-ascorbic acid, so good amount of vitamin C. It's got a little bit of ferulic acid in it, but then it contains Silymarin and it's got salicylic acid, and it's those two ingredients that really make this change. So I had a little look, because other than me sitting here and saying to you, this is the game changer, this made all the difference, I went in and I had a little look so I could tell you. So I wrote it down. So I think at 8 weeks, 76% of people saw less blemishes, 71% saw less pores. For me, the biggest change that I saw was the reduction in the amount of oiliness that I had in my skin, which so obviously contributes.
Is obviously getting into the pores and in some way affecting the sebum production.
Yeah, and I think because it's combined with the salicylic acid, it's perhaps even more oil soluble, and it's getting right in there. I don't quite know how it works. It's from milk thistle.
Yeah. So it's basically highly anti-inflammatory as well.
Yeah, it works.
It's fascinating. That is the SkinCeuticals. So how do they exactly call it? Do they call it
Silymarin CF?
Yeah, Silymarin CF. So that means Silymarin, vitamin C and ferulic acid. And it's basically the the new version of my beloved CE ferulic from SkinCeuticals, but it's for blemish prone skin.
Yeah, it's got the salicylic in it as well.
Yeah, it is expensive. I know.
It is.
I know.
It is.
But the only thing I can say about my face is I deserve to have a lot more sun damage than I have, and I swear by a really good vitamin C and a really good retinol or retinal.
Yeah.
That's been the one I've mostly used over the years.
Yeah, yeah, I think so. I mean, until recent, so I've got another vitamin C product here, and until recently I would have said only SkinCeuticals, but then I got really excited when Tatcha came to the UK.
Okay.
And so they have their Tatcha Violet C Brightening Serum. So what I quite like about this one is that, so traditionally we always put on our vitamin C's in the morning. This one's combined, so it's a high strength vitamin C, it's 20%, and then it's 10% AHA. So it really brightens the skin as well, it exfoliates. And this one you should use in the evening. So it's quite nice if you're somebody that isn't using retinol every night and you really want to optimize your brightening. This one's nice, and also it doesn't, so what I would say about vitamin C is it doesn't smell very nice.
Yeah.
This one actually isn't bad.
Yeah, it's very interesting, isn't it? I actually had supper with the Tatcha founder the other day.
Oh.
I mean, if I'd have known, I'd invited you along as my +1. She's amazing, absolutely amazing.
Vichy.
Yeah, and she has a concoction of ingredients that she uses, and she knows that vitamin C is super important, but she wants to make it as user friendly because she's all about the skin routine and the skin ritual and that sort of self-care. And that's not me. I don't have intentions and I don't get sharp when I do my skincare, but she's all about that. So for her to use a vitamin C, she has to make it pleasurable to use. And I'm going to say this is really interesting. I love SkinCeuticals.
Yeah.
But vitamin C is not a pleasure to use. It's functional, and I'm fine with that. But if you want to do a nice routine and you want something to smell nice, look at Tatcha. Yeah. Can I also say, for anybody looking for a budget version, L'Oreal Paris, who are obviously sister brand to SkinCeuticals, have just launched a 15% vitamin C with salicylic acid. Oh. Currently half price in Boots, which I think makes it something like £15.
Is that the Roche Posay one?
No, it's L'Oreal Paris.
Oh, L'Oreal Paris. I've also used the La Roche Posay one. That's very good.
And you're right, Darren. I absolutely love Timeless. How they get away with duping SkinCeuticals without being sued, it's beyond me. But there you go.
Okay, shall I carry
on? My
on?
followers, they're brilliant. They're so smart.
They are.
It's like a little community of people that know, are in the know.
Okay, so next product I brought along. This is, I think, quite a new one. This is the Olyvana. I don't know whether it's Bakuchiol or Bakuchiol. I've heard people.
I think it's Bakuchiol. I did a video the other day with Paula Pagon. Like, she knows everything. In fact, I said it was Bakuchiol and she pronounced it Bakuchiol.
Oh, I think that's the plant that it comes, or the tree that it comes from. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, this stuff.
And is that a Bakuchiol serum?
Yes. So this is Olyvana London Bakuchiol Miracle Night Serum.
Okay.
So this is a serum. So Bakuchiol is this plant-derived product. So it's totally natural. What I really like about it, it's a really interesting ingredient. So it's got antioxidant, anti-inflammatory and antibacterial properties in it. And in studies, it has been shown to be as effective for wrinkles and pigmentation as retinol, but without the sensitivity. So for people that
I'm yet to be convinced by that.
Are you?
Yeah. I think it's a really powerful anti-inflammatory, and I think it has a role in skincare. But in clinical studies, I'm like, I don't really even think it can compare to retinol.
Yeah,
I think because I'm so old, I need all the help I can get. I tell you what I think it's good for. I think it's good for lactating and pregnant women.
That's what I was going to say. Anyone that's lactating or pregnant. Also, the place that I use it on more, so if I've overdone my skin a little bit with the retinol, I'll use this. But also, I'm using this on my neck every night because necks can't tolerate retinol, really.
Well, yours can't, mine can.
Can it?
This old elephant skin that's been baked in the sun in the 60s and 70s. I could slap it.
Trained it.
I've even used prescription Tret on that, trust me. But yeah, most people, I totally agree, yeah.
Yeah, so that's another one. What should we go on to now?
Do you use the retinol? I mean, you don't necessarily need it because your skin isn't sun damaged, but do you use a retinaldehyde or a retinol every night?
So yes, I do. I use a tretinoin now. As of this summer, I had a little celebration. It's taken me years, slowly but surely, have got up there, because actually I have, up until this last year, my skin's been really problematic. I had really horrible skin before.
I can't imagine it because you don't even have a scar or a pop.
Well, I do now because I hit my head on the wardrobe the other night. But
we shan't go into those details.
But yes, no, I mean, I've put a picture on my Instagram profile from, I think it was October of last year, when my skin just completely broke out. And I think it was probably a culmination of just not looking after myself. It was the end of the kind of COVID period. I've done a lot of work in A&E, and it just sort of went crazy. And it was, you know, a lot of it was tailoring my skincare down, actually. I think when your skin is bad, you get a bit desperate, don't you? And you start trying everything, and actually it just makes the whole thing worse. And it was just sort of going back to basics and using the things that,
you know, work.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm on tretinoin now.
Okay, so how long? Okay, I'm going to ask this question, Vicky. I promise. What retinol do you recommend for somebody with rosacea? I don't know that much about rosacea. What do you think? And then we'll go on to your Tret journey.
So I think anyone with rosacea, you're going to need to be really gentle. I think CeraVe have actually, so what I wouldn't want to suggest is anything, because retinols can be really expensive. And I think if you're somebody that's got sensitive skin or rosacea, the last thing I want you to do is go and spend a lot of money on a product that you may not tolerate. And actually, price doesn't always mean anything at all. And I've seen some really lovely results with the CeraVe retinol.
Okay, so the CeraVe retinol, it was launched in the summer, and it comes under their blemish.
Yes.
So that's interesting. So it's not just retinol, it has blemish busting as well.
Yeah.
It's sitting at around 0.2%. I have no evidence of that. They're not talking about percentages, but I suspect it's at 0.2%. So it's a brilliant for retinol for people with blemish prone skin. I would include rosacea in that. So I agree with Dr. Christine. Try reasonably priced.
Reasonably priced. Sandwich it in between products as well, and make sure your skin's completely dry when you put it on, because if your skin's wet, you're just going to increase the sensitivity and the absorption, and just tone it down with using product before and a product after. Sandwich it in between, something like a hyaluronic acid. Yeah,
I completely agree.
Yeah.
Now, your prescription Tret journey, what strength are you on, and how long did it take you to stop?
So I'm on 0.05%.
Okay.
I started off about probably 4 or 5 years ago, just with the ordinary Gran Active retinol, because again, you don't need to start expensive. It was nice, tolerable, and then I moved up. I used, I think, Eradikate at one point, and then went through the SkinCeuticals 0.5, 1%, and then jumped. I was feeling brave. I skipped out the 0.025.
And then did you go through the peels?
A little bit. So I'm not using it every night.
Okay.
I can't do it every night. I'm using it maybe 2 or 3 times a week. And then in between, I'm using the Bakuchiol, or I'm using the vitamin C, the Tatcha one.
And then tell us, when you use the Tret, what you sandwich it between?
So I personally don't sandwich it now. So I wash my face as I would normally. I spray the Clinisoothe, then I do absolutely nothing for 20 minutes. I put the tretinoin on, and then I'll either use the Curel or a Lanergie spray, because I've made the mistake of trying to put moisturizer on afterwards, and I've ended up pushing the tretinoin into my eye or in the corner of your mouth, and it's not fun. So a spray, and then you don't have to worry about it going anywhere, and then that's it.
That Curel, the moisture boost spray, is just perfect. Because it's very interesting, because one of the things that I found most difficult with Tret was because you're only supposed to use this tiny amount. I just ran out of, didn't spray far enough.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, you have to be careful, but yeah.
And I'm with you, Darren, for the purpose Darren said earlier on. my diehard followers, I've never got on with Tret. I've never got past the healing barrier, but I think it's because I'm so bloody impatient. So for me, I'm on a retinaldehyde journey, and I'm on Eradikate 20.
Yeah,
which
but
is
also,
basically as high as you can go before you go prescription. And I've never had any problems with it.
Good. I mean, but also I've got super oily skin, and oil buffers out and weakens down. So, you know.
And I'm a postmenopausal, dry-skinned, kind of Celtish skin person, so I completely get it. Yeah, I completely get it. I know so many people who are younger than me that get on with Tret incredibly well, but they tend to have younger, oilier skin, so it makes sense.
Yeah, we can just tolerate it better.
Right. We did a side journey there into prescription.
No, it's fine. Right, let's talk. Okay, so we'll go a bit different.
Yes, sorry, can I just say, Official Medicate are watching and they're just going, go Nadine, Crystal Retinol 20.
Yeah.
Yeah. And by the way, Official Medicate, I'm just waiting for you to produce the 25 or the 30. You know I am.
No comment.
No. They were like, quick, go back to R&D.
Yeah.
Right, sorry, go on.
Okay, so the next one I brought along, it's a lip balm. So this is made by Tioxane. It's called Tioxane 3D Lip. So I came across this. This isn't that well known, this product. I came across this because Tioxane is the manufacturer of the dermal fillers that we use in the clinic. And they are kind of the name and the best when it comes to hyaluronic acids. Their technology is kind of, you know, another level. So this lip balm is just quite fancy. It feels really nice. It's got this metallic tip, which, I mean, it feels a little bit cool. It goes on really nicely. It's not like the other ones where they can be a little bit scratchy. It goes on nicely. It's got hyaluronic acid in it, collagen, it's got ceramides and shea butter. So it's really moisturizing. What I like is it kind of looks like a gloss, but it's not a sticky gloss. I really can't tolerate, you know, those glosses where you move and your hair sticks to your face and it's not like that.
Lancome Juicy Tubes, may they rest in peace.
Yeah. So I love that one.
Can I just say, I once filmed with Wasim and he showed the different fillers and where they go within the face.
Yeah.
And he was doing that on a mirror because it shows the different textures. And the really, really running, I can't remember the name of, he was about to wipe the mirror and I went, don't do that. I
take it
up off this mirror, stuck it on the back of my hand, and it was like something from Death Becomes Her. My hand literally went 20 years younger instantly.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I was like, maybe I just don't need to be injected, or maybe I just need to bathe.
Cover yourself in
a miracle. I was like, literally, I couldn't get it on quickly enough. I mean, it would work out a very expensive serum, but amazing.
It would, but it's great stuff. It's really good stuff. So their 3D lip is really nice. Okay, so what should I move on to? I've got all these little things. Okay, let's do this one. So this one is interesting. So this is called the Tula Rose Glow and Get It. Okay.
Now Tula is relatively new. It's just got Space NK. I'm just letting people know, but you obviously know it better.
Well, no, not really. So I went into Space NK a few weeks ago because what I wanted, I had it in my mind that I wanted to get so I only really wear the Arborian CC cream, which I know you're a huge fan of.
Be still my beating heart.
Yeah, absolutely love it as well. What I kind of wanted was, because I'm the Arborian Clair shade, which is the lightest shade, I wanted something even lighter to go under my eyes. So I went in with this in mind.
Okay, so the Arborian BB crayon.
I've got that. It wasn't light enough for what I wanted. I wanted it to really reflect.
Light one, the white one?
The Clair one, yeah. I've got that one. Yeah. I wanted lighter anyway. So Tula had just launched that day in Space NK, and I got talking to the person about it. So essentially, this is like a stick. It's got caffeine in it. It's designed for under your eye area. It's made, I think, by a doctor who is actually a gastroenterologist who focuses on probiotics. So there's a huge amount of research at the moment about the gut-skin axis and microbiome and how probiotics are so important for your skin. If I'm completely honest with you, I don't know what it does when you apply it topically. But this has caffeine in it. It's got hyaluronic acid.
Will you put it on the back of your hand for me.
Yeah.
Hey.
So it feels cooling. And what it does is I don't know whether you can see, it just reflects the light.
Yes.
So I end up, I don't know, I can put it on now. If I put it here, I end up putting it everywhere.
Cover, Dr. Christine Hall. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah. It's really, like, it just brightens up your under eye area. And I love this because a lot of patients come to us talking about tear trough filler and it's all about light. People have been looking at themselves under light from above. Dr. Wasim talks about this a lot because it's all about where your lighting is, and that just reflects the light off and it just makes everything look better.
Completely sold. Can I just say that, I mean, I'm very lucky. Tula have sent me some products. I'm going to check if that's in there now, because I wouldn't normally look at that, because I look at Rose Go and I'm not going to be able to tell because I'm a little bit too old and crepey, but I would maybe put that under my concealer as well.
Yeah. Yeah, you put, but also, yeah, although it's designed
for makeup hybrid.
It's a what, sorry?
Is it like a skincare makeup hybrid?
I think it is. I mean, I end up putting it down the bridge of my nose. Anywhere you want a bit of a glow, up here, it feels really nice. It hasn't, you know, I've had no adverse effects, and I'm somebody that flares up a lot when...
You mentioned the Herborium product earlier on. Is it the BB or the CC you use?
So I use CC every single day.
So I am actually a CC person, by the way.
Yeah.
With heavier coverage, but you've got nicer skin than me, so I'm not surprised.
Okay, on the probiotic line, I'm taking probiotics at the moment and another skincare supplement.
Go on.
So I am using, and again, these aren't particularly cheap, but so they're both made by a company called Advanced Nutrition Program.
I know them.
They do lots of different things. This one I think is specifically designed for people like me with acne prone skin, but as I say, I think they do one to make you look more youthful. I didn't really look into those because...
It's the same company as Environ.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. So I take Skin Accumax.
Okay.
And another supplement called Skin Clear Biome. So the Accumax it's a food supplement. It's got vitamins A, C and E in it. It's also got phytonutrients in it, and it's got something in it, I don't know how to say this, but I'm going to try. It contains diindolyl methane, which is derived from broccoli. But what it does, so that particular chemical, which I'm not going to say again in case
it's DIM. They shorten it to DIM.
DIM, yeah.
And they give it to men when they take hormones.
Yes.
Because it's a estrogen blocker.
Very good. Yeah.
So it's when they go through the menopause, they can take hormones. But if they take DHEA, which is the hormone precursor, their body can turn it into estrogen, and they need to mop up the excess estrogen, and they take DIM.
Yeah, yeah. So anyone with hormonal type acne, this is
genius.
This is the stuff. And then you balance it out. So I'm also taking this, which is the probiotic that goes with it. It's got four strains of bacteria which have been proven to help people's skin generally, but particularly problematic skin. And it's got zinc in it, which we know as doctors is a contributor to good skin. So loving these.
I'd love to do a live with somebody that knows anything about the gut skin access. Feel free to recommend, because I
know some people.
I do think absolutely. And as somebody that has major gut issues, I'm all over.
I think it's fascinating. There's so much to do with that at the moment, not just for skin, for everything else, but also those supplements will help with other things as well. So those are good. So there's that. I bought some pimple patches.
Which ones?
So these are CosRx Acne Pimple Master Patch. I've literally only got a few left. So when you get a breakout, they're just hydrocolloid patches, but I think you can just about see them on there. When you first start seeing a spot come up, I put one of these on, and by the next morning it's gone down a lot. I'm a bit of a fiddler and a bit of a picker when something comes up. at the very least, it stops me from being able to touch my skin or anything else. But it also kind of, I don't know how it does it. It absorbs what's there. It absorbs some of the swelling, and by morning it's changed colour and your spot's a lot flatter than it was when you went to sleep.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. They just absorb all the sebum out of the skin.
Yeah.
There's this weird way of it working. They're very, very, very. Some of them have micro dots of hyaluronic acid.
Yeah.
Pierce the stratum corneum and then deliver salicylic acid, and that's mind-blowingly clever.
Yeah.
Sorry for my language, but they're so fucking expensive.
I was going to say they're really expensive. These are very affordable. I think these are like less than £5.
Yeah.
You can get these, and there's 24 in there.
I can't remember the name. I'm going to ask my lovely followers again. I can't remember the name of the company that do the pimple micro
sticker.
That's it.
Yeah.
No, I love them. They are incredible.
They are good.
And if you get one spot a month, it's fine. But otherwise, it's literally like £3 a pop.
Yeah.
No pun intended. And they're amazing, but whoa.
Yeah. No, they're expensive. And I just, on balance, I think go cheaper and just put a bit of stuff underneath. I don't think you're meant to, but I do.
What do you, oh, you put salicylic underneath it, do you?
Well, yeah, I'll treat the spot, wait for it to dry, and then I'll put the patch on top. But bear in mind that will obviously occlude the area, and if you're sensitive, that can trigger things off a little bit, so be careful.
But so you could do a bit of Clinisept, little Clinisoothe, a little bit of Silymarin, and then stick it on.
Yeah, you could do.
Loving this. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Literally, somebody just described you as gold earlier on. This is gold, this life. I told you she was
all the things you shouldn't do.
What I feel like Christine is like she's the perfect blend of doctor, pharmacist, beauty addict.
Yeah.
That's the sweet spot, right?
Definitely a beauty addict. My cupboards are full. Okay, I'm going to go back to a Korean product. So this one is, I don't know if you can see the bubbles when I shake this. It's slightly thick. It's called Haru Haru Wonder, and it is a black rice hyaluronic toner. So the reason I like this is because it's a fermented skincare product, and I think we're seeing a lot more of this now, and I love the idea of fermented skincare. So in South Korea, they've been fermenting stuff for years. I mean, SK2 in Japan.
Yeah. For years, yeah.
Yeah, it literally picks something up, they'll pickle it, and it keeps for longer and it does better. But this one is derived from black rice, which is really dark purple black in colour. And most things that are really dark in colour, like beetroot, blueberries, grapes, they will contain high levels of anthocyanins, which is very strong antioxidants. And what I think they found is that the black rice is actually 3 times stronger than a black grape, which is what resveratrol is derived from. So the other thing is, by fermenting the product, it makes all of the molecules smaller, so it can go into the skin a lot more. Your product will also keep for longer. So this is just a really nice toner.
You know, Tatcha about the biofermentation process.
Yeah, did they?
Yeah, no, that she's obsessed with it. She wants everything biofermented on her skin. Yeah.
Yeah, because it just penetrates deeper, it's smaller, it lasts longer, it just makes sense.
In Tatcha, they have rice water, and they've done some studies and shown that it penetrates 3 times more deeply into the skin than just normal water.
Yeah.
Just by doing this rice water.
Yeah.
It's the same idea behind that weird rice water home hair.
Yes. Yeah, but what they found is that the black rice, I think, has 30 times more antioxidant than white rice. So we know white rice is good, and then they've derived this one. It has no smell. It's just really nice.
Do you use it in the morning or not? You just use it straight? Is that part of your keep your skin damp before you put your actives on routine?
Yeah, I would put it on before a moisturiser, basically. So there's that one. This is the one that I thought might be controversial.
Go for it.
Well, it's Nature Republic Snail Solution Cream. Okay. So what I would say, first of all, it's scented, which I know some people don't like, but I think it's got a really nice scent. I was showing the girls in the clinic today, and they both loved the smell of it. So this contains 60% snail filtrate.
Okay, I presume you've done your research, right? Listen, I used to use It Cosmetics C cream, and
Yeah.
and one of the active ingredients is snail mucin. But what is snail filter?
I think it's basically the mucin that's been treated so that it's safe. I've just seen what my boss has written. Gross. I'm going to leave this pot on
if
the
it makes
desk.
us look beautiful, I will have live snails on my face.
Yeah. I'm leaving this on his desk tonight. So it's basically the snail mucin, and I think they filtrate it so that it's completely pure and you can put it on your skin safely and it's not going to cause you any problems. But what they found is that it's made up of all these amazing things like glycolic acid, copper peptides, so really good anti-aging.
It's really powerfully wound healing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Basically, I think the idea is that snails need that mucin because they need to protect their underbelly when they go over rough surfaces. When you apply it to the skin, I mean, it's true, right? When you apply it to the skin, and it's certain types of snails, by the way, garden, when you apply it to the skin, they notice that it has this same wound healing property.
So I mean,
the snails are okay, it's fine.
Yes.
I don't think it's technically cruelty free, but I don't know.
So I think I had a little look at this, which is why I was thinking, is this controversial? And I did quite a lot of looking around at this. So PETA or PETA, however you say it, they don't consider it cruelty free because it is keeping a snail in captivity. Yeah. But Reuters, I think, did studies, and lots of other companies have done studies, and actually that they've shown that the snails are not harmed. Literally, the mucin is just collected as they go around. And they found that the better fed they are and the better looked after, the higher the quality of the mucin. So they're all fed these organic feeds and are apparently very well looked after.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a little bit like silk, isn't it? Like silkworms are not harmed in the process of making silk. I mean, I have no evidence of this. I trust Christine to do her research. But also I think there are a lot of people who were like, it's a snail.
Yeah.
That's so controversial of me. It's not a dog or a cow.
Completely. It is controversial. Obviously not one for vegans. I totally get it. I showed my manager, I gave it her, I was like, try some. And she's like, okay. And then I said, it's snail cream. She went, no. And then I shoved it on her hand anyway.
I remember years and years ago when we first started talking about snail mucin in skincare. At the time, genuinely, I was doing This Morning and we got a facialist on who did a live snail facial. So she basically just put the snails on the face and let them crawl around and then rub the mucin in. How about volunteers for that, Wasim? Silence.
No comment. So that one's really interesting. I think snail mucin is super popular in Korea. That one I like because it's combined with madagascaride, which is like part of centella. I think it's one of the compounds that come from centella, which is huge in South Korea.
It's the active anti-inflammatory in Centella asiatica,
Yeah, and it's in Herborian, isn't it?
Look at Wasim.
What's he saying? Oh,
just a green face emoji. Next thing you know, we'll be getting our feet out, Wasim, and then you'll have to turn off and stop watching.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, I've got 6 things left to talk about. So next one I'll talk about, we'll come off the face for a little bit. So this is something that I only came across recently. So
that's Dream Distillery.
Yeah, I haven't used this before. So this is Dream Distillery Among the Stars Sublime Body Oil. It's CBD oil. It's also got vitamin E, arnica in it. So as well as doing its trick at helping you put you to sleep, it's also doing things for your skin. It makes your skin, so coming out of the shower, I don't dry my skin completely. Again, put some of this on, rub it in, it soaks in. And I'm telling you, after a night shift, or when I finish night shifts, I used to roll around in bed trying to fall asleep. My body clock was all over the place. This smells so nice, and it just sends you off to sleep.
Well, that's interesting. The CBD doesn't smell good.
This smells lovely.
What does it smell of?
Oh, it just smells so nice.
Wasim uses the balm.
Wasim, he does. Well, I can tell you it's got in it, it's got 17 botanicals. I'm never going to be able to guess any of them. But it smells very...
The only reason I'm saying that, I met the founders of Mantle, with a Swedish CBD brand yesterday. They have a pure like CBD oil to take orally. And their skincare is really heavily fragranced to hide it, and smell. I mean, I quite like quite earthy and like
really hard to describe, but there's nothing unpleasant in there. I can't smell anything unpleasant.
Okay.
So really like that one. I shouldn't have put so much on. I'm going to be asleep.
I'll be really honest with you. I don't think the price topically gets into your system. Like, I get the drop.
Yeah.
Because it's not THC. Cannabidiol.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, so I get that, but I don't think technically it can get in and make you go to sleep.
To be honest, I don't know. I don't know whether it's the process of the fact that you have a warm shower and you're putting this stuff on and it just smells nice, that you concentrate on the smell and you don't start thinking about...
Wasim swears by the muscle balm, because when he's been looking at patients all day and he gets tension here, he swears it works like that. So that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. So really nice product. Hair, I bought a couple of things that I use for my hair. So this one, this is the Vichy Dercos shampoo. So this is, this is marketed as an anti-dandruff shampoo, but it's designed for people with dandruff and itchy skin, but also if you've got greasy skin. So if you've got greasy hair, so I don't suffer with dandruff, but I still use this. The scent, have you ever used this, Nadine? Mm-hmm. What do you think of the smell?
I mean, I love medical smells. I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah, so I personally love it, and I just feel like there's nothing else that makes my hair feel cleaner than when I've used this, and my scalp feels really, really clean.
Can I just say, you must have really well-conditioned hair to voluntarily use an anti-dandruff shampoo.
Well, what I used to do, if I'm being completely honest with you, because I got this thing for salicylic acid and the way that it just exfoliates and makes you feel so clean, it's not always the best thing. I'm not saying this is a good thing, but I love that kind of almost squeaky clean feel, and I know that's not great. It means I've stripped all of the oil out.
I mean, but you also have genetic gorgeous hair, so it's fine. It's just that when your hair's coloured fine and a bit can't take it, and I do something dandruff.
Yeah. I like this one. I use it quite a lot. Before this I was using, the CeraVe SA. I was using that on my scalp, and it was a bit too dry.
Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily, I mean, there are so many, if you love that feeling, there are so many salicylic scalp treatments and peels out there now, and I love it. Yeah,
so that's one that I use. And then this is the other thing that, so I work dangerously close to the Space NK on Hans Crescent. So
you really do.
Yeah, it's a dangerous game. So I went there the other day. So the other thing I was looking for was, the kind of feeling you get when you've used a dry shampoo, but you don't want the white powdery, but you like what it looks like and then it disappears, but you don't want a hairspray. And I came across this. Yeah. It's so good.
He's the best. He's the best.
I've never used any of their products before.
All of his styling products are amazing.
Yeah. So it's the Hair by Sam McKnight, Barely There Texture Mist. There were other mists there. I went with this one. I think it looks really nice as well.
It smells amazing.
So I was trying to work out what it smelled like, and I couldn't. So I wrote down it's frankincense, juniper, and water lily, because I thought, I don't know how to describe to you what it smells like. All I can tell you is it smells really good.
It was created by the same perfumer that creates Miller Harris, and she created the fragrance specifically for, and it's just, it's sort of a citrusy, white floral gorgeousness.
Yeah. So I love this. Your hair still moves when you've got it in, and you can't tell you've got anything in your hair. So really like that one. This one's a bit of a cult one, I think, but I use it. The La Roche Posay Effaclor Duo. Again, really good for anyone with acne-prone skin. So it reduces your blemishes and your breakouts. It's got niacinamide, zinc, and salicylic acid in it. So all of those like key big players.
The trio of great.
Exactly. And then it's got something in it. I don't know whether this is the lipohydroxy acid. I don't know whether this is just La Roche Posay. I think it is, isn't it?
It's not. It's the entire L'Oreal group, because Garnier have it as well.
Okay.
And A is a sort of new generation BHA, but it's
Yeah. So my understanding, because I used to recommend this a lot in general practice for anybody with acne prone skin, La Roche Posay is really good for actually all of their range. They've got a range for people with rosacea. They've got a range for people with eczema.
Valerian.
Exactly. Sensitive skin. Yeah. They've got something for everyone. It's really affordable. But so this LHA is interesting because I think it doesn't penetrate as deeply as salicylic acid, but it's more oil soluble. So I think it can get more of the
I have thinking but it's a L'Oreal development, L'Oreal within the group. So yeah, they got there the other day and I said, oh, what? And it was on one of their blemish. I said, oh, what's LHA? And I Googled it and then I found out, yeah, lipohydroxy acid. So it's sort of the equivalent, it's man-made in the polyhydroxy acids are.
Yeah, yeah, but whatever it is, it works well. It works well. And then when I've gone too much the other way and my skin is too dry or I've aggravated it, on the La Roche Posay note, Cicaplast is brilliant, but I do love this one. So the Ren Evercalm Overnight Recovery Balm.
Without a doubt, range.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's kind of, it's not an ointment, but it feels silky when you put it on. But what I love about this has got beta glucan in it, and I'm a huge fan of beta glucan. They've been using it in Korea for years. It's like the new hyaluronic acid in terms of, you know, absorbing its own weight in water and everything, and just really calms the skin. So love this one.
And for everybody else, of course, I will list every single product down below, and of course, I will save this so you can come back and watch it in your own time. I remember meeting I'm that old. I remember meeting the founders of Red. It was created because one of the founders' wives had chronically dry, sensitized, itchy, problematic skin, and he created Evercom for his wife.
Oh wow!
Who needs somebody to write them
a romantic
skincare line for them?
Very sweet. And then I'm on to my last product, which is another Korean product. I brought a couple. I've got 2 of the colours in this range. And I brought this because I think this is a really good dupe for that. I think, is it the Fenty lip tint that just went viral and it went everywhere? So South Korea have been doing lip tints and lip inks and lip stains forever, and they're really affordable. So Nature Republic. So whilst I buy most of my Korean skincare products on Skinsider, Nature Republic, because we're in London, there's actually a shop on Charing Cross Road.
There is. I'm desperate to film in there, but it's always so busy. I don't think there's ever room for me in there.
Oh, we'll go in. We'll go in. I'll come with you. I'll see if we can get a discount.
Do you speak Korean?
Oh, a little bit. Not. I can read it. I can write. I know when my mum's talking. You
can take me into P2 bus as well. You know, P2
bus. Yeah, in Chinatown.
Oh, we'll have a day out. Going in there so I can film. I love it.
Yeah, let's do it. Definitely, definitely. So anyway, so Nature Republic, I've got 2 colours. I've got one, so these are called the Triple Mousse Tint, and I've got one number 3 Pink Mousse and number 9 Sheer Rose Mousse, and it just goes on. I don't know whether you're going to be able to see this. It goes on really smoothly, really satin. It doesn't really budge. It doesn't transfer. And I think these are about £12. They're probably on offer at the moment. I think everything's on offer at the moment. The number 3 one is like this, and they're just this. I'm not sure I've ever worn this one, but it's quite bright.
It would look beautiful on you. So when you go to work, either within the NHS and in ER or when you're in clinic, you obviously want to be groomed and look great. Does that mean no makeup for you, or does that mean a sort of very light, the Tula, the CC, maybe a lip?
Yeah, so I'm a CC, Herborian CC cream. Then I've got the Herborian under eye because I think it highlights a little bit, and now I'm using that Tula on top. I use the Benefit pencil in my eyebrow and the Tioxane clear gloss. Not that you can see that because we're still wearing masks in A&E.
What on your lashes or eyes?
Lashes. So a couple of things. So my lashes are naturally really short. And I don't know whether you can see at the moment, they're super long. So I've been using this product that one of my best friends and some of my patients recommended to me called NYK1. I bought it on Amazon.
NYK1.
Right. So you know Rapid Lash and all of the M2.
Prostaglandin added a lot.
Exactly. They're very expensive. You get about 3 mils. And obviously you've got all of the potential side effects of using a prostaglandin. So that is, they can make your iris, the coloured part of your eye, can go darker. You can lose some of the fat around your eyes. You can start getting hair in places that you didn't think you could get hair. They're drugs that are traditionally used for glaucoma, which is when you've got really high pressure in your eye. So not ideal. So I didn't really want to use that. So then I learned about, through my friends and through patients, this NYK1, which is prostaglandin free. I think it's about £40, which I know is expensive, but you get 8 mils. So actually it's cheaper than the others, which you only get 3 mils. This is 8 mils. And genuinely, I bought it, I can tell you, October the 15th. And I never had eyelashes before.
So you put it on at night.
So you put it on like an eyeliner.
No.
Yeah, so wash your skin morning and night, paint it on, it dries completely clear.
I think this might be my greatest live ever.
Yeah.
It's educating me so much. How does it work though? What's the active?
I don't know. I think it's got peptides in it. It's got various proteins and things, but there's absolutely no mention of a prostaglandin in there.
I'm going to do a deep dive.
Yeah, have a look. You'll probably find it's illegal or
tested on snails.
Exactly.
Kelly asking, is there a brow version? Do you know if there's a brow version?
There is a brow version, but because it's 8 mils, and the other thing is, so what I would say is my friend couldn't tolerate it on her eyelashes, which is the same for any lash serum. Some people just can't tolerate it. But because she
weird feeling, get a sort of itchy.
Yeah, so she told me, so I stopped using it, so I used it on my brows. And she showed me a picture of it. So actually, I just used the same product in both places. And I cross-checked the ingredients. It's the same ingredients. It's just the applicator that's different.
Yeah. Oh, it's exactly the same.
Yeah.
And can somebody just ask, can you put eye makeup on afterwards? Can you put mascara on?
It dries.
It dries.
Yeah. It dries completely. And then the mascara that I put on afterwards is potentially controversial, but I love it. I mention it. It's another Nature Republic one. It's called the Wild Mascara, I think it's 02 Curling.
Why is that controversial?
As well, it's got, is it the acrylates in it? So microplastics.
Oh, so is it tubing?
It's almost like got fibres in it, but once you put it on, it literally, this stuff doesn't budge. I've had this on since about 10 o'clock this morning.
Can I just say, you've just educated me again. I know microfibers are hugely controversial. I personally love a microfiber cloth.
Yeah.
And I watched them in something called a guppy bag, which you can put your face halos and stuff like that in. So that fluff you take out and you put your water. How have I reached this year's, today's age, and not realised that there are microfibers in fibre-based mascara and products? Of course there are.
Yeah, acrylates and microplastics. So that's why, but it works so well.
That's amazing. that literally just, but how have I not thought about this? That shocked me that I've reached the advanced age I am, 35 years of writing beauty, and realised that it is really controversial. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, it's a bit controversial, but this stuff doesn't budge, so.
Yeah. I'm still pretty sold though. It's awful.
I know, well that's the thing.
I know, right? Can I just say, I told you she'd be amazing. She's been absolutely brilliant. I love that combination of being a doctor, a pharmacist, knowing her ingredients, but also being a beauty addict. That's a sweet spot for me. But also, for everybody that's ever said to me, how do I get in to see Dr. Wasim? And you realise he's weightlifter forever. This is who you see. You see this wonderful lady.
It's my pleasure.
Oh, it's been absolutely brilliant. It's been absolutely wonderful. If anybody has any product questions, as a doctor, she cannot give medical advice on Instagram. But if you've got product questions and you write below after watching it back and you just tag her, Dr. Christine Hall, I'll tag her off you. It'll be above the live when I finished it. She might pop in and answer some of your questions. If you've got questions, I will answer them all.
Yeah, love to. As you say, like, it's, beauty stuff is.
Yeah, if it's product or beauty related, because there's nothing better than that's amazing.
It's literally, this stuff doesn't move.
And it's dry your lips.
does not move.
That was an education and a lesson for me, and that takes a lot when you're writing about it. You have been absolutely flawlessly brilliantly on.
Thank you so much, Nadine, and thank you everybody. It's been amazing.
Everybody follow Dr. Christine. I will tag her. And are you okay? We send you our love. Bye, Christine.
Bye bye. Thank you.